You know how if you invested so much time in one particular thing, the slightest little thing reminds you of it? Whether it's somewhere you've been for a while or something you once did for a long period of time, the littlest things that come to your mind make you think of something about that particular place or thing. For this video here, I'm going to be telling y'all how a man got his head busted with a prison door all over kale. Yes, I said it. Kale. Let's do it. Dom the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back, y'all. Today I'm going to be telling y'all another story that I seen take place while I did my time down here in Florida prison. Okay? Before I get into it, I'm going to let y'all know 9 times out of 10, everything I talk about on this channel is prison related. That's for you if you're new here. If you're someone that's been here for a while, then you already know how I get down. This is the home of that real spill. Alright? Now, when it comes to being in prison, you already know everybody will find a certain type of way to make a hustle out of something. You know what I'm saying? The littlest things can be hustles. Things that you probably aren't even imagining right now will be right in front of you and will be a way for you to make money while you're up the road. Alright? Believe it or not. You got some people that draw, people that tattoo, people that sell dope, people that sell cigarettes, you know, people that do whatever they need to do. If they got money, they won't hustle. If they don't have no support system on the street sending them no bread, they will hustle. For this one here, I'm going to be telling y'all about how I seen an inmate get his head bashed in with a prison door. Okay? And it had to do with some shit that you can sneak back into your cell. Alright? Now, not every camp you go to will they have a garden. Alright? But a lot of them will. Majority of them will have a garden. And every, you know, it's seasonal. Every certain time around the year, there'll be certain things growing out in that garden. And there will be inmates that are assigned to work in them gardens. You understand? The camp I was at that time, we had a garden. And my actual cellmate at the time, he was from Jacksonville, Florida. He worked inside the garden. Alright? And he actually had like a homeboy of his, which was like, you know, his co-worker, I guess that's the easiest way to put it, that every day when they would go do the garden, you know, they'd break up into groups of 2s. Well, his co-worker was in our quad also, you see what I'm saying? So they both worked the garden. And I will never forget, my bunkie used to bring me back to our cell fresh kale. You know, I've heard of kale before, you know, and everything like that, but I never physically ate it, I feel like. Until I was in prison and my bunkie would bring it back to our dorm. Now when you think about it, you're like, kale, which is like a spicy lettuce. It's got like a little kick to it, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't just eat it straight, you know, like a fucking rabbit or nothing, but he'd bring it back specifically on patty days, on the days that we got, you know, beef patty for dinner. Wash it off in the sink, you know, wrap it up in some napkins, stick it right here in your pocket. Bring it to the chow hall, put it on your patty with some ketchup and mustard and shit, and make it feel like you're eating a real deal hamburger instead of that bullshit they give you. So, his co-worker had business with someone else, I guess. You know, he brought some shit to somebody else or whatever it is, and believe it or not, when it came down to it, I guess there was somebody else that used to actually purchase the kale off of the co-worker. But since he did business with someone else and someone else bought it, the other person who usually buys it didn't take it out on the kale plug I guess that's what we can call him, didn't take it out on the coworker or the person that had the kale. He decided to take it out on the individual who went and bought that shit first because he felt like he stepped on his toes. You know, I buy off this man every single time. I've been like clockwork every Thursday when it's beef patties. He brings that shit to me every damn Thursday. You see me with it in my pocket on the way to the chow hall. You see me eating it on my burger. You see everybody talking about how my burger looks like a real burger because I have kale on it. You knew what you were doing when you decided to buy it off this man. You wanted to step on my toes. That's how the other inmate took it. And that's how 9 times out of 10 other inmates will take it. Alright? Now, a lot of places you go, you're going to have people that do hustles when it comes to the chow hall. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's hot dogs or chicken sandwiches, rice bombs, you know what I'm saying? Sausages, you know, whatever it is. They got 101 different things that they will put together and actually bring back from the chow hall to the dorm and sell it. You know what I'm saying? The cooks are going to try to make some money out of it. You know, you got them hustling and slaving hours a day inside of a chow hall, cooking food for everybody on the compound, that after a while it kind of gets, you know, like they try less and less, which means your tray is going to be more bullshit than it was when that person first got in the kitchen. When they first get in there, boy, they feeling themselves. You know, they over here chopping shit up, you know what I'm saying? Bang, throwing the seasonings, flipping that shit around on the spatulas, doing everything that they need to do, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, after, you know, they've been doing that shit for months, probably years by now, that shit just gets whatever they do. Some of them might skip the seasoning. You know, you can always tell if there's someone that cares about their work that's in the chow hall by the way your food is when it's given to you. You can tell if it's slop or if that shit was whipped the right way. Well, people like to load up and bring that shit back to the dorm. You know what I'm saying? Where I was at, we used to call it the lunch truck. You feel me? When I was at Charlotte CI, I had my own lunch truck, which means there was a guy that came straight to my damn cell, came straight to me in open bay, no matter where I was, every single time, he'd come straight to where I was, and he knew that I'm going to buy whatever he's got, you feel me? Or come to me first. I don't care what you do after that, as long as you come to me first. And them boys don't, you know, just walk with it in their hands, you know, them boys are wrapped in saran wrap, literally like, they got to stand in a circle, and the people got to run around them with the saran wrap, like you would do when you package shit in a truck. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're doing some moving stuff and you saran wrap a pallet, them boys be getting saran wrapped like that. And then they put a bunch of different bombs of rice, hot dogs, all this shit, whatever, and get saran wrapped again. That's what they do. And then they put their shirt on. Because the guards, Security 9, will try to like intercept what they got going on, and you can actually get put in confinement for stealing food out of the chow hall. But everything's a hustle. You see what I'm saying? And then they come there, and then you unwrap them. You know what I'm saying? There's saran wrap in between them and, you know, the shit's in between. So it isn't like it's stuck to their skin and then it's saran wrapped. You know what I'm saying? They saran wrap them first, then put the bombs and saran wrap them again. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, there's a lot of hustles like that. That's what a lot of people be doing. They bring that shit back. The garden stuff is totally different. That's before anything even gets towards the chow hall. You know, and everything that's in the garden isn't going to get put in the chow hall anyways. For instance, another thing my bunkie used to bring me was green tomatoes. Freshly green tomatoes weren't even ripe yet. They weren't even red. They were green. And you'd see people walking around eating them bitches like they're an apple. A green tomato. And I'd be like, well, that shit's nasty eating it like that. You feel me? But I guess at the same time, when you ain't really got things to eat and you're hungry, you know, that shit probably tastes good like that. I know frying green tomatoes is something, you could look it up, but as far as eating it like an apple, it's kind of different, you feel me? But anyways, so when the guy came back to the quad with the kale and he ended up giving it to another individual, so the dude who usually gets it wasn't able to get it, he decided to approach him. So I heard them boys yelling, and as they were yelling, I was standing there washing my kale off in my sink that my bunkie gave me for free. You get what I'm saying? My bunkie hooked me up every Thursday, you know? And I'm sitting there washing my shit off, and I hear them arguing. You feel me? They're arguing. Next thing you know, the dude's like, oh, you know I buy that shit off of him. You feel me? You intentionally try to step on my toes. The dude who bought it was like, no, it ain't my fault. He should have told me that someone else was buying it. You see what I'm saying? It should be the dude's fault who's bringing the kale, not
my fault for buying it. Like, he really didn't want no smoke. You could tell the way he was, you know what I'm saying? But the other dude was like, man, hell no. You've even said something to me about me having kale on my burger. You were like, damn, bro, that looks fire, yada, yada, yada. You knew I got it. I've been doing this shit for months. You see what I'm saying? So he kind of like felt like the dude intentionally stepped on his toes, you know? Could have went with him with an offer like, hey, bro, you know, if you ever want, you know, I know dude, you know, pays you a bag of chips or whatever for some kale. You feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and offer, bro, you know, act like I don't know no better, and I'm going to offer him a honey bun, which is more than a bag of chips, you see? So, hey, bro, if you ever want to sell some of that kale, I got a honey bun for some of that kale. The damn dude with the kale is going to look at it like, oh, shit, that's more than I'm making if I do it for a bag of chips. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's kind of like there's a thing where you're locked in, you feel me? That's normally when you tell someone like, hey, bro, we locked in. That means like anytime you have that, come to me. You feel me? Which is like, even if I don't want it, you should expect me to buy it now because we're locked in. Just like anytime you have it, I expect you to bring it to me now because we are locked in. You feel me? So I guess the dude thought they were locked in. The other dude thought they weren't locked in, or however it went. So next thing you know, they start fighting. As they're fighting, we're all just sitting there chilling. I'm still washing the kale like in my sink. You feel me? For anybody that's been to prison, y'all know how it is. When you're on the top tier, you got the cells with the doors that slide and are supposed to lock back. Depending on what institution you go to, depending on how it's ran by the guards, will, you know, make it to where that door is either slidable or it's not. I've been to some institutions where as soon as the damn doors pop, the guards walk around and they bang back every single door. They tell you to bang it back yourself. That's so your door's locked. You can't lock nobody in the cell. Nobody can lock you in the cell or anything like that. They usually bang it back. They'll come walk through and see who did and who didn't bang it back, and then they'll bang it back themselves. Been to some other institutions that it's wide open. They don't give a shit. They don't care about none of that. People be sliding their shit in and out. In and out. You know, it's not fully closed because then it'll be locked. Then you got to get the guards to pop the button. You feel me? But you could still slide it on the track. You feel me? Some other institutions you go to might have a swinging door. You see what I'm saying? Me, where I was at, all my institutions that I went to had the sliding doors. We did not have no swinging doors. You get what I'm saying? We had swinging doors in some of my county jails. But as far as when I was in prison, I did not see any swinging doors. You know, it was all shh, blow. You know, say shh, bloom. You see what I'm saying? That's how they work. So after these boys go to fighting in there and shit like that, you can hear them banging on the walls. You hear them rumbling. You hear the arguing and shit. Everybody downstairs is trying to look up. You feel me? Like they're facing the TV, but instead of looking at the TV, they're all looking at the cell. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, a bunch of people were minding their business. Me, I only stayed 2 cells down, so I'm minding my business because I can hear everything anyways. Next thing you know, there's a moment of like silence. Like after you hear all the banging and the fighting and the scuff marks of the shoes going back and forth of them fading and shit, there's like a moment of silence for a split second. Next thing you know, it was funny, right? I hate to laugh about it because of how it turned out, but I remember it was like you hear the scuff marks, you hear the fight and the banging and shit, you could tell they're going at it, and then it just stopped, and I remember I was rinsing my kale off, making sure there ain't no bugs and shit in it from the garden, and I remember my bunkie was right there, and I was like, oh, sounds like it's over with. That's what I said, you feel me? Like, it just came to me to say that, and I was like, oh, sounds like it's over with. All of a sudden you hear, bang, bang, bang. And like you start hearing screaming, bang, bang. And what it was is he put that dude down on his hands and knees and started slamming his head in between where the door latches to close. Bang. And he put the dude there. Boom, boom, boom. Dude started screaming. I'm like, oh shit, guess not. We thought they were just still in there fading and shit, you know, but the bang sounded so loud that we know everybody heard it. The guards and all that shit. Next thing you know, guards come running in there. Everybody who's down there watching TV jumps up and starts heading to their cells because they know the guards are going to shut it down now and shit. So I'm thinking like, damn, dog. That boy got banged up, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling my bunkie, dudes played though, dog. They got caught fighting over some fucking kale. You know what I'm saying? Stupidest shit ever. You know, I'm thinking like, yeah, they played, they got caught. You know, they should have just greeted or whatever. They were too loud with it, you know? Next thing you know, man, we sitting there. They come around. The guards didn't even make us all bang our doors. Our doors were clocked back. You feel what I'm saying? So when the guards come in there and everything, everyone's in their rooms, but the doors are open. You know, I'm being nosy, you know, walking near my shit, acting like I'm pacing back and forth from my window to my doorway, and then I'm looking more and more. Man, they bring that dude out on the top tier, like out of the cell, and I could see him, and I swear on everything, that dude's head 100% had some type of brain damage. There was no way in hell, the way his head looked, it was like how my head's shaped like this. That shit was like a big ass like welt right here, and one like right here. Like his head looked like a different shape. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, you could tell, and his eyeball was like in one of the things that were popped out. So his eyeball was like this far right here, and his whole eye was red, bloodshot, and it was like barely open. Like you could tell that boy had internal bleeding in his cranium. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that shit, and I'm like, damn. I told my bunkie, I'm like, look at what's his name's head, dog. That boy banged up. You know what I'm saying? And my bunkie comes and look, he's like, oh yeah, it's over with. You know, like that shit looked so spooky to where it was like, if he seen himself inside of a mirror, he probably would have lost it. You know, just me looking at it, I'm like, holy shit. Had his head was big and deformed and shit, kind of like, I'd say like them things that are called clickers that are on fucking Last of Us. If y'all know what that is, it was like his head was a regular size, but right here was like, womb. And then right here was womb, and his eye was like fucking 5 inches away from where it normally is. You know, like you could tell something needed to be popped. You know what I'm saying? And you could see like instant, like the color of blue, like bluish, like bruises. But it was like, it looked like there was liquid under it, like water, like a blister. But it was bloody blue under. It looked like he got burnt or something. And it was like, looked like puddles of liquid. Like, bro, that boy had brain damage, bro. Ain't no way in hell that boy was walking away from that with all his screws. You know what I'm saying? That boy got banged up by that door. And it's just crazy because those are the type of things that will flash back into my mind as a memory. Like, damn, I remember when dude got all banged up, you know, real bad and shit like that. But then it dawns on me like, and I remember what it was over, you know, like the littlest shit. The littlest things can happen to you. You see what I'm saying? That dude shit, that door was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And for it to be quiet, you know what I'm saying, for a split second, and then all of a sudden, well, it's over with. Then you hear the screaming, up, guess not. You know, it just shows like, I don't know if that boy knocked that boy out and had enough time to move him over there to where it was and then woke him back up by slamming the door on him. But it just shows like, you don't always need a weapon. You feel me? You can use your surroundings, you know, as like a perk when it comes to fighting. You know, you can use your surroundings to your advantages if you needed to. This dude used a fucking door, you know, and if any of y'all know the kind of doors I'm talking about, you know, them shits are kind of hefty anyways. When you got to slide them back and forth, them shits are kind of heavy as it is, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. People bang on them bitches 24/7 and they don't even budge. You know them shits is heavy. So you know when you slide it, you feel me? When they tell you to lock down, you go in there and you grab that handle and you go, wow. You know that shit's got some pressure, but just imagine, bang, bang, like just going like this with a dude's fucking head there screaming. You see what I'm saying? Like that shit there, boy, is like a trauma situation. You feel me? That would make it to where your rest of your experience of inside a prison and the next of your time hanging out inside of prison will make it to where you 100% check your door. You might never be the same around a door again. You might see a door and start getting the sweats and break out screaming and shit. Because that door did that to you, man. Right? If you think about it, I'm like, God damn, that dude got banged up, bro. And the dude that got banged up like that was the one that bought the kale when he knew the other dude, you know, was the one that normally buys it. You feel me? So you got to look at it. That dude got his head, his cranium all banged up and out of the ordinary looking because he wanted to buy some kale. You feel me? The other dude did that to him for buying his kale. Kale. which is like spicy lettuce, bro. Like, this shit's mind-blowing, dog. Like, when you think about it. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, it isn't like we don't get lettuce in there. You know, sometimes they throw a little salad in the corner of your tray. Or they'll give you a little styrofoam bowl on the side with it. You feel me? But not saying that they give it to you, like, frequently or at the same time as patty, to where you could just take your little salad and put it on top of your burger. You know, of course, it'd be, like, mixed with a different tray. You know, they give it to you when you least expect it, like peanut butter and jelly and then a little salad with no dressing. So you're like, I got plain lettuce sitting right here with some sliced carrots in it, you feel me? And a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, kind of don't go together. You feel me? But you could have cuffed it, put it in a bag, and brought it back to the pound and put it inside, you know what I'm saying? Waited till the next tray come and see if it's something that you could put lettuce on. People do shit like that, you feel me? But it was the fact of the kale. You know, the one dude felt like he literally stepped on his toes. Like, he knew I was one that always buys that. He's mentioned it to me before, and he stepped on my toes, so I did what I needed to do. That's basically what he was thinking. And they got, you know, cuffed up, brought to the thing, and they didn't rush the dudes that was all banged up looking and shit. It ain't like they were like, oh, code red, send them all in here. And they just ran and grabbed him. It was a trauma, scary situation. They ran him across the pound. Nah, bro, they don't do that when somebody gets hurt. They don't run in there like that. They run in there, they tame the situation, and they'll lightly walk your ass to medical. You know what I'm saying? If you're banged up and you can't walk, they're going to put you in a wheelchair and tie a sheet around you to hold you up, or they're going to lay you on a stretcher and bring you over there. But they're not going to be running and shit like that. That's why a lot of people in prison die after the fact, you know, after the whole situation's done, and then they blame it on the situation. Really, they took forever to get their ass to medical and get them some medical attention. You get what I'm saying? They just took longer season it, let him deal with hurting. You feel me? I never seen any one of those dudes again. You feel me? They probably don't even know who I am, but I do remember when that shit happened. I do remember when them boys was gridding over that shit, and I remember that shit was so traumatizing. You think about it. How many years I've been out of prison? You know, and anytime I see kale or think of kale or get an energy drink or something that says with kale, it makes me think of when a dude got his fucking cranium swollen like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. Brain damage. I know for a fact that boy got some screws knocked out of him. You feel me? If you've seen something like that before, drop it in the comments. The only other thing that I seen that was damn near, they were both just as bad, was a video I did a long time ago where the dude dropped the foot locker on the other dude's head. You know what I'm saying? That one right there was another damaging ass thing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I will always remember. Seeing it, you know, and you look at it like, ain't no way in hell somebody's body's got that much blood in it. You feel me? It'd be crazy, like the type of things that you see and stuff. It doesn't even really, like, you know, affect you at the moment. Like, while I was in there and I seen that shit going down and I remember looking at everything, it didn't even really blow my mind at the time. But then later on, when I sit back and I realize and think of the things that I've seen and witnessed, I'm like, damn, that isn't normal. I'm not normal to think that's okay. You get what I'm saying? It's just, at the time, me seeing it, I really didn't care. But then when I think about it years later, I'm like, that's some crazy shit to be around. You know what I'm saying? And for me not to really think it was crazy at the time, that isn't right. You get what I'm saying? That isn't normal. You know what I'm saying? And that shit's just crazy, dog. Like the type of things that you'll see inside of prison. So I felt like sharing this video with y'all, let y'all know how the dude got his head smashed in with a prison door all over some kale to put on his patties on Thursday. If y'all seen anything like this, drop it in the comment section. People love to go back and forth in the comments. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all let me know what y'all want to see here in the future, because y'all know every few days I drop videos. Any video ideas y'all got, feel free to put them in the comment section. I take my time and I look at every single comment that I get, because at the end of the day, this isn't just my channel, this is y'all channels too. You feel me? Y'all can also check me out on K-Frog Gaming. That's where I hang out and I relax and put my mind at ease. And that's what I do with my time when I got free time. That's for me, you understand? But anyways, like I always say, man, y'all make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, lying-ass motherfuckers off YouTube, fake-ass leeches. Keep them all out your circle, man. Get you some money, do what you gotta do, stay out the way, stack up, and you'll be good. Till next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. Cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.